Whadayamean by John Burningham. It took millions of years to make planet Earth, and God was very pleased when finally there was a paradise where animals and people could live with air to breathe and water to drink. The stars that you see in the sky at night don't have any people or animals or plants because God couldn't make them work. God was tired after making planet Earth and went to sleep for a long time. Then one day God woke and decided to visit the planet that was still paradise, but not wanting to be seen. God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the people. And while everybody slept, God started to look around the world. There were two children who were playing under a very large and cedar tree who had not gone to sleep. And God came to them and said, "Why are you not asleep like everyone else?" "We're not asleep," said the children, "because we are playing a game under the cedar tree." And God said, "Since you are not asleep, you must come with me and look at my world." And so the children set off with God to look at the world. And God said, "I do not like the things I see. The water of the sea, which I made for the fishes and the birds, are filthy and dirty. The air which I made clean and fresh for you to breathe and be filled with vermin, which are foul and nasty. The forests which are homes to the plants, birds, and animals are being chopped down and burned. Many living things have gone forever, and I cannot make them again. Then there seem to be an awful lot of your people. I made you the most clever of all creatures, so you would look after the world. And look at the ice, which I made with the penguins and polar bears. It's melting now, and it's getting very thin, and parts of the world will soon be flooded. There are many of you who do not have enough to eat, and there are many who seem to have too much. You have spoiled my lovely world. We are only children. We're not old enough to spoil your world. What do you want us to do?" Then they had stopped in a place which God liked, and they had picnic. And the animals and birds came too, for they had no fear because God was there. And God said, "You must go and tell the grown-ups to change the way they are living." "Grown-ups won't listen to us," said the little children. "They will listen if you tell them that I told you so." God said, "I will come back again when the world is a better place." And so the little children set out to find the men with the money who cut down the trees, dirtied the waters, and fouled the air. "We must save the world," the children told them. "Stop cutting the trees, dirtying the water, and fouling the air. What do you mean? Don't waste your time. You're snotty little kids. You can't tell us what to do. Run away. We're busy." But God said to tell you not to cut trees, dirty the waters, and foul the air. Oh, if it was God who said we must not do this, then we must stop, said the man with the money. The children went to see the people who said they spoke for God and who were always quarreling amongst themselves. We must save the world. You must stop quarreling among yourself. What do you mean, you foolish little children that have walked your ways? You cannot tell us not to quarrel amongst yourself. But God said to tell you, answered the children. Oh, if God said to tell us, then we must all stop quarreling, said the people who did speak for God. The children went forth to see the men who had the guns and the bombs that hurt and that killed. And the children said, we must save the world. You must throw away the horrid things that hurt and kill. What do you mean, you twitty children? You can't tell us what to do with our guns and bombs. We can't tell you, said the children, because God said to tell you. Oh, if God said so, we must throw away the guns and bombs, said the men in the uniforms. Finally, the children gathered together, and the people who stood by and took no notice of what's happening to the world. We must save the world. Look at what's happening. You must change your ways. What do you mean, you horrid little whiny brats? Shouted the people. Who do you think you are? Tell us what to do. But it's God who says to tell you to change your ways to save the world. Oh, if it's God who said we must change our ways, then we must change at once, said the people who took no notice of what was happening around them. And so it came to pass that the men with the money stopped cutting the trees, dirtying the water, and blowing the air. And who said they spoke for God stopped quarreling amongst themselves. And the men in the uniforms who had guns and the bombs that hurt and killed people, threw them away. And the people who stood by and took no notice of what was happening to the world changed their ways. And those who did not have enough to eat had enough to eat, and the world became a better world. And time did pass, and God decided to visit the world and return to the cedar tree where the children had been playing. And God called to them and said, show me my world. The children went to their mother and said, can we show God the world? And their mother said, go and show God the world, for it is a lovely world. But don't be late for bed. Remember, it's school tomorrow. The end.